Report. What are your findings on 67289E? Yes, sir. As expected, we determined that the species present there is sapient. They have built quite the impressive civilization. They call themselves humans. We received the results from our Uplift test and determined their eligibility for Uplift. And what are the results? Yes, sir. It appears that they are not eligible for Uplift. They scored an eligibility of roughly 13%. Why so low? First of all, they have evolved on a Category 7 death world, meaning that they are quite unstable and dangerous. They are fairly unpredictable. This has led to some very interesting scientific advancements on their part. However, this merely increases their danger level. That's not enough to disqualify them, let alone give them such a low score. What else is there? Well, sir, aside from that they are a predatory species, they are omnivores. But it appears that, on average, they prefer more flesh in their diet than plants. This has also led to a very expansionist nature. Due to their aggression levels and expansionist nature, it appears that they often fight wars among themselves. We have determined from their own history records that war is very common amongst this species. That's very interesting. That is certainly something that we should be wary of. Giving our technology to such a violent species may be dangerous. However, that still is not enough to result in such a low score. Are there any further reasons for the low score? Yes, sir. They have a global wireless network of communication devices. They are able to create, share, and access information over this network. While much of the content on this network is relatively safe and even interesting, some of the information has led one of our scientists, who accidentally found this information, into a comatose state. Furthermore, they appear to have created malicious programs for the purpose of stealing from or sabotaging others. These programs are shared under the guise of useful or helpful programs. Our own systems were infected with several of these viruses during the test. They were relatively harmless and no meaningful information was stolen. However, it was quite the terrifying experience. That is most definitely something that we will have to prepare for if they are ever to be integrated into the Galactic Council. While that is certainly enough to fail them, it is still not enough for such a low score. Is there anything else that you would like to add? Yes, sir. Our final piece of information is from their own netbook that we accessed. I present to all of you a list of species that the humans have directly brought to extinction due to overhunting or extermination. It is possible that if uplifted, they will try to bring some of us to extinction as well. Is this real? Yes, sir. The list of species that they have indirectly brought to extinction is much larger. This is certainly quite alarming. It appears that we might have to consider possible measures of containment. A few days later, in a galaxy far, far away. Sir, it appears that we finally have the results from the Uplift test. You're speaking about the Galactic Council from Galaxy FK502.6399b? Yes, sir. We are currently extracting our volunteers from the system. It seems that they were unable to tell the simulated Earth-like planet from a natural planet. And they could not tell that our volunteers were actually from an advanced civilization, so the test was not compromised. Very good. And the results? They gave us a score of 13%. They decided to monitor the primitive version of our civilization and make a later decision as to whether or not to glass our planet. They did not decide to wipe us out entirely, but they chose not to uplift. Very good. If that is how they chose to handle us, then we will handle them the same way. Erase the planets, make them think that it was a glitch in their systems or some mass hallucination or something along those lines. We will monitor them going forward. They sound quite passive, so I doubt that resettling the galaxy will be necessary. However, remain prepared just in case. Any word from the Galactic Council that made contact with us last week? Yes, sir. They have apparently reached Stage 3. They are not yet advanced enough for us to consider allowing them to integrate into our society. It would be the equivalent of uplifting them. It was decided that they should only be observed until they are advanced enough to uplift. We are preparing to decline their request upon approval. Very good. You are approved. Decline their request. Let them know that Stage 6 is our current minimum. However, by the time that they reach that, I doubt that it will still be our minimum, so tell them that they better put their proverbial feet to the pedal, if they want to prove their worth to and join us. Yes, sir. I'll send the response immediately. Good. Is there anything else to report? No, sir. Nothing new. Then do we have any updates on that new universe that we were building? The one with magic and all of that? Yes, sir. They have completed the Big Bang process and are now using time diodes to speed up the process. They plan to analyze how evolution will work with the new laws of nature before making recreational copies. So far all of our simulations have proven rather accurate.
Good. I can't wait to be reincarnated as an elf and go on an adventure. After about 4.5 billion Earth years of this job, I think it's about time I retire, don't you?
Yes, sir. We will all miss you dearly, but we hope that you have a fantastic retirement. We will all be ready for you if you ever decide to return.
Thank you. I'll stick around for a little while longer. Even though an AI will be just as good at this job as I am, maybe even better, I do still enjoy it. I suppose that's the reason that they still allow me to work it.
All of us feel the same, sir.
I'm glad to hear that. If you ever decide to join me, then I'll be more than happy to invite you to my reality.
We might have to give that some consideration, sir. It'll be quite boring without you around.